What's up, guys? Ryan here with Southern Reptiles, out here with my new group of radiated tortoises. I'm super excited. Just got a 2.3. For those of you that don't know, that's 2 males and 3 females. And these guys are super hard to acquire. I was extremely blessed that I was basically given an opportunity by a friend, and he is living in Florida, up in near Tampa area. And I drove up there, well, to start at the beginning. Friday, I knocked out the enclosure here. We did, I believe the dimensions were 12 feet by 16 feet by 24 inches high, which worked out just extremely well because I didn't have to cut any wood, which knocks out a lot of time and saved us a lot of time. So I just basically had to slap the pieces together. You can see this male is trying to breed with the female. Go ahead and separate them. So yeah, knocked out the enclosure on Friday and it was a success. Put it together in about 20 minutes and maybe 25 minutes, and you can see they're loving the grass. There's tons of weeds. I never used fertilizer, pesticides, anything like that. So not only is there grass, but there's Mexican clover and other weeds kind of mixed in that they're munching on.
Wait, what is Mexican clover?
Mexican clover is actually a weed that I guess you could consider it an invasive weed that grows in South Florida. I don't know if it's in other states, but I know definitely in South Florida, and it's also called Brazilian cow lily is another name for it, but the term is, most people say, is Mexican clover. So yeah, we got them in here, drove over to Tampa and back, which took about 7 hours total round trip, and they took the ride, they took the drive really well. Surprisingly, I was blessed. I had my wife and my son come with me.
Baby did good.
Yeah, the baby did well with the drive, and we had fun. We made it a fun trip, and as you can see, they're happy to be stretching their legs. They've literally been munching on weeds and grass like non-stop today. And I actually got a little clip of the male breeding with one of the females already. So on day one, I've already got some breeding activity, which is awesome. I'm super excited to be able to, produce some radiata babies. And not only did we get radiata, but we have another surprise over here, which I'm thrilled about. And we also were able to get another Madagascar species. These guys are, this tub, I just have them in for the sake of the video. I'm actually going to be keeping these indoors in my garage. That's how they were kept, was indoors. So I would rather, if it's not broke, don't fix it kind of mentality. They've been doing well inside. This is, believe it or not, these are full grown spider tortoises. This is a 4.5, so 4 males and 5 females. All 5 females are proven egg layers, so they should be dropping eggs. Sometimes when you move tortoises, especially breeding egg-laying females, the move can throw off the egg-laying cycle. Sometimes when you move them, they'll skip a season of egg-laying. So if they don't produce any eggs in the next couple months and it's not till next year, hey, it happens. I'm not gonna stress it, but I was super fortunate to get these as well. So I got the 5 adult radiata and 9 adult spiders. And these tortoises, not only the radiata, but these are also heavily endangered in their home range of Madagascar because of their beautiful shells and because they are extremely easy to smuggle. Unfortunately, due to their small size, smugglers catch them, stuff them in suitcases, and smuggle them into other countries. Not so much the United States, but more Asia. It's a little easier for them to smuggle them over to Asia. So yeah, I'm really looking forward. I got these guys temporarily set up in a big waterland tub tonight, and then I'm going to be separating them into 2 groups. I'm going to be doing a 2.2 in one tub, 2 males, 2 females, and I'm going to be doing a 2.3 in another tub, And as you can see, the bugs are attacking me right now.
Oh, Florida.
Yeah. Reason for that is that's how they were set up before. They were set up in 2.2 and 2.3. So I'd rather keep them the way they were, and they were reproducing very successfully that way.
I love the variations.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Some are really light.
Yep. This one I would consider just a very high yellow. He's actually, that's a male right there, and just extreme high yellow shell, beautiful shell pattern. And then this one, if you want, the very
I like that.
yeah, right here, the very dark color on yellow color is beautiful, and you just have the very clear cut pattern is awesome. That's a very nice female, and you can just see it's amazing how small of a species this is. You're talking about 5 inches max, and they, believe it or not, lay 1 egg at a time, and it's a very, very long incubation process. They go through a diapause, or a cooling period, where you have to cool the eggs down, and you're looking at probably around 6 to 7 months to hatch one of these, 1 egg.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's
comparing that to like the redfoot averages.
90 days to 100 days for a redfoot. Yeah, so it's a lot more work, but you know what? It's worth it.
Get
good
your
things.
name on the waiting list.
Yeah, get your name on the waiting list for babies. But good things don't come easily, and these. I'm really looking forward to producing some babies from these, and finding a group like this is just like almost unheard of, and it was just such an amazing opportunity given to me, and I'm so blessed and so grateful to get not only the spiders and the radiated tortoises. What's that? Smiley face. Yeah. So getting both groups at the same time was just an amazing opportunity, and I got 2 adult redfoots in the deal as well. And the female's a proven egg layer, so I'm super grateful for that. That just adds to my group of redfoots, and I love pretty much every. If you were to ask me what my favorite species is, depending on the day, I'll probably tell you 10 different answers. But redfoots have always just kind of been my favorite. They're my first tortoise that I ever got, so that's I have a soft spot for them. So yeah, they. And I know this enclosure probably looks a little empty, but it's a work in process. Like I said, I just built it 2 days ago, and I'm going to be adding in plants, hide areas.
What type of plants?
What's that?
What type of plants?
I'm going to be adding red fountain grass, white fountain grass, hibiscus bushes, Moropuntia cactus, cocoa plum.
So things that they can eat and things that they can hide.
Exactly, yeah. Some's gonna be more for the hiding effect, and then some is gonna be just for food. I like to feed my tortoises every day, but sometimes I skip a day here and there, and that way they can munch on the natural foods in their enclosure.
And why do you skip a day?
I like to skip a day of feeding on them because it helps kind of mimic the natural behaviors that they have in the wild. In the wild, a lot of people make the mistake, and mistakes get made. I've made plenty of mistakes with tortoises, but people will pick up pull their tortoise out of the hide area, wherever it's sleeping, and they'll plop it down in front of the food, and they do that day after day, and the tortoise loses that natural instinct to go out and look for food. And people will say to me, and now you can see these guys are munching down on the cactus and the grass, but
that cactus might not last very long.
Yeah. So people will say to me, hey Ryan, my tortoise, I don't know why it's not active, it never comes out, and that's because they have food. They're used to being picked up and placed in front of the food. So by skipping a day, you basically mimic their natural behavior, where they should be coming out and foraging for food. They shouldn't be
Gotcha.
having the food placed in front of them.
We don't want them fat and lazy.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, helping. It all comes down to kind of mimicking that natural behavior that they would have in the wild, and that's not always easy. Captive breeding of tortoises, it's not possible to mimic the exact behavior that they would have in the wild, but we do our best to do so, and by providing good food and good health and good husbandry and everything for them. So we're super excited to be working with the species, and I'm hoping to get eggs from both species in the next couple months, and if we don't, we don't. But you know, there's breeding activity happening now, and they are proven breeders and egg layers. So nature tends to take its course as long as you provide food and water and the proper home, you know, shelter and husbandry that they need. So, and we could do a quick walkthrough over here, see what some of the other tortoises are doing. But and basically all I did here, as you can see, I took, these are pieces of stud, these are 2x3s, and basically what I did was when I cut them, I beveled the edges so they have a point on them, and I set the walls up. These are 24 inches, 12 inches each, so 24 inches total. And then once they were placed in that position, I drove these beveled stakes into the ground and then screwed them in, and you could see how sturdy this is here. Nothing's gonna knock that down. And yeah, that works great for them, and I build most of my enclosures that way. I'm open to other ideas, but that's basically the easiest way. And it's pressure treated wood. Some may say, oh no, pressure treated it's chemical as well. I know plenty of people that have been using it for years, and I've been using it for years, no issues whatsoever. If you don't use pressure treated wood, especially the wood that is resting on the ground, it's gonna rot, and that's gonna happen over time. And over here, these are just my Calusa hedges. Somebody actually asked me the other day if you could feed this. You can, but it needs to be fed in moderation. You don't want to feed it too much, but if you were to say feed it once a week, they can eat it, and it's safe for them.
It's a great privacy layer here.
Yeah.
Natural.
I like my tortoises to have plenty of privacy to do their thing. Yeah, you can see the cherry heads are kind of tucked in for the night. I'm actually in the process of I'm gonna get rid of these plastic houses and replace them with wood ones. They're just a little too flimsy and kind of fall apart. Everybody's kind of tucked in, but you can see here, these are actually two of my females. It's beautiful with the red head and the yellow eyes. So yeah, this is just to kind of touch on what I mentioned before, the white fountain grass and the red fountain grass. Here's examples of what I'm going to be putting in the radiata enclosure. This white fountain grass just works perfect because they're able to get up underneath it, and the grass kind of covers over them and blocks the sun, and it works perfect for them. And right over here is actually the red fountain grass. Same thing. They just get underneath it, and it covers them and just makes great shade for keeping them cool and helps them feel secure and a good hiding spot. That's one of my male redfoots. He's always out running around. All right, guys. Well, I'm signing out. Thank you as always for watching my videos. Please subscribe if you are watching. If you have a YouTube account, please subscribe. It helps. I'd like to get as many subscribers as possible. We're very grateful for anybody who does subscribe. Please feel free to visit my website, southernreptiles.net, facebook.com/southernreptiles, and instagram.com/thesouthernreptiles. Thank you for watching. I hope everybody had a great Sunday. Football today was a great day. Chicago Bears won, which is a nice win. And we're signing out, and I hope everybody has a great evening. Have a good night.